Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Everlasting Summer, or more likely the reboot on this channel. So yes, and without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let's begin. Okay, so we last left off during the whole Ulyana cleaning up thing, and now we're back discussing about the ball with Semyon and Electronic. What will you wear for the ball? And also the shitty Russian accent is staying. I asked Shurik and Electronic. We don't have anything special to wear. We'll go as we are. He indicated his pioneer uniform. They don't seem to care about the appearance at all. Well, why should I care then? Wearing my winter clothes isn't an option, so I'll go just like this. When does it start? After 9 o'clock. He's gonna be British from now on. Got it. I left the canteen and deeply inhaled the fresh evening air. I remembered those rare dances I used to go to at school. Hesitation, insecurity, even fear. I couldn't dance. I didn't know how to react. If someone had invited me, I wouldn't dare to invite someone myself. All in all, I felt pretty uncomfortable about it. And it was even more unpleasant to watch others having fun. It wasn't envy. More like it was a disconcerting feeling that people were able to enjoy something so odd for me. Alienated, I see. I thought that there was still lots of time to the ball, so I could sleep a little to be fresh in the evening. Who sleeps at sundown? Entering the camp leader's cabin, I flopped onto the bed instantly and shut my eyes. Strangely enough, I got up right on time even without an alarm. The clock was showing 9. Such a rare thing to happen, I agree. But it feels good, don't it? I felt sluggish though, apparently not. Probably it wasn't the best idea to sleep during the day after all. Especially at sundown, remember kids, don't do that. I'm going to see Elisa instead of the dance. So it's time then. But I agreed to help Lena. And what should I do now? Well, we made a promise to Elisa first. I don't know why we agreed to help Lena. We gotta go to Elisa. First come, first served. I'm gonna... Hang on a second. I'm just gonna quickly save. Okay. Go to Elisa. A few minutes later, I approached the stage. Maybe it was a bad idea accepting her offer? Well, I mean, between that and making her pissed off. Yeah. Just talking to... Excuse me for a moment.
Двачевская.
Dvachevskaya means danger. I think that's how they pronounce it after checking it on Google Translate. On the other hand, I wasn't eager to go to the dance. What can I do there? I'd only disgrace myself. You can just sit there by the campfire. No, I'm better off listening to Elisa play the guitar. Coming closer, I saw a person sitting on the edge of the stage with her legs dangling. So you came after all? Elisa put the guitar aside and jumped to the ground. There was even a trace of joy on her face for a moment. Playing for someone is surely more interesting than being alone. as you can see. What are we going to do? What do you mean what? I'm asking you. Well, you wanted. I got a sudden idea that this situation is one of her usual pranks, and I should never have expected to hear any guitar songs. I'm going to bed. Bye. I turned around and waved a hand intentionally slowly. Hey! Elisa grabbed my sleeve. What? Ooh, she blushing. That's a good sign. Don't you want to listen? Listen to what? You yourself don't know what you're going to do. Of course I know! She took the guitar and hit the strings with a plectrum a couple of times. I'm assuming the plectrum is what you call the triangle bit looking thingy. Sit next to me. I read that line really weird. I didn't object, and in a moment I was sitting beside her. It's better this way. Miss the dance? Leave now? Then what would I do? The role of a stranger was more suitable for a passive observer and not for the eager seeker of answers, who I wanted to be so badly. Why am I British? So, I'll show you how to play this song now. Just like that. Right away. What do you mean, right away? I haven't held a guitar for a long time. She could probably guess how long it had been since I'd held one. My skills were enough to make a cat laugh. It's not difficult. I threw an intense look at Elisa. It distinctly seems to me now that she just can't express her feelings. She could lose her strange self-control for a moment, and I'd get to see a casual and even funny and friendly girl. And then when her self-confidence and impudence turned back on, it was bitchness as usual. And which is the real one? Hey! That. Stop daydreaming, Baka. Oh yeah, sorry. So, are you watching? I am. What song is this? The one we're hearing right now, I guess? The one I played this morning, of course. Silly. Oh. Okay. I'm listening. Elisa made up her mind and started to play. ... Riffing off. I like how there's an electric guitar playing in the background, but she's holding an acoustic one. Wasn't she holding like an electric guitar like before then? That's it. Did you get everything? I may have understood it, but I probably won't be able to replicate it. Just like driving a car. You see your dad driving, but you have no idea how to actually do it once you get in the seat. How shall I put it? It's okay. Practice makes perfect. She is undoubtedly right on this point, but I've had problems with practice all my life. Well, I took the guitar from Elisa and tried to play the first chord. It was hard, as if my fingers were tied in a knot and didn't want to be in the right place. I used to be better before, but now I wouldn't even be able to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Well? Wait a moment. Looks like you won't be a rock hero. She laughed kindly. It may be better this way. I hissed, vainly trying to remember the order of strings to press. Well, The guitar started to make devilish sounds, resembling the groans of a wounded dinosaur. I'm guessing that's what a wounded dinosaur would sound like. I don't know what it actually would. My left hand fingers constantly missed the right frets, and my right hand didn't strike in rhythm. Well, let's call that progressive rock. Progressive? Well, give it back. She took the guitar away, and it sounded completely different in her hands. I felt embarrassed by my clumsiness for a moment. Alisa's skill may not be on the level of a professional guitarist, but nevertheless, she played simple things like this with confidence. She must have had a lot of practice. Did you get it this time? She finished and offered the guitar to me. Well, I did better the second time, but it was still a long way from Alisa's level. Or from any decently adequate level. I was aware of how totally worthless I was compared to her. It seemed so simple. Just play a song with 3 chords. The execution, my boy, it's all in the execution. The tune is too simple, though. I put the guitar aside. Alisa was lost in thought for a moment. Even a preschool kid could play it better. Thanks, I tried. So I noticed, wink. She might be trying to demonstrate her evident superiority at playing the guitar. It's not like everyone can be a musician. Not really. Alisa looked up at the sky. Though you can't be one, that's for sure. Why is that? You should have heard yourself. I started to regret coming here. Well, don't mind me. Why does Alisa need to do this? It's obvious that I'm a horrible guitarist. Obviously. But if I had some practice... So, will you practice? I don't know. Maybe I will. The guitar was the least of my problems, though. I'm stuck in a strange world I can't escape from. That's more important than a stupid argument with Alisa. I suddenly felt an annoying self-pity, apathy, and an urge to leave this place, to forget this evening. Those feelings left a nasty impression and a burning desire to do, or say, something stupid. Very stupid. As if it would change anything. What? Imagine teaching a person to play guitar and then they just completely lose their shit. Me learning to play the guitar. You surely couldn't. You'd strum the guitar for a couple of days and give it up. Alisa's words pierced my heart. They must be true then. You know what? Oh well, should she know? Is it any concern of hers? Am I reacting this way just because it's true, and that it's Alisa who spoke that truth? You can't know how to do everything. Probably not. But you should be able to do at least do something. So, are you saying that I can't do anything? How should I know? You know, Damn it, she's got a good point. I what? Should I tell her about my computer skills? That I'm gold rank in League of Legends? Or about the books I've read and movies I've watched, including that one review I wrote for The Room. It's a good movie, by the way. Go watch The Room, it's funny. Ah, well, this is a pointless conversation. That goes without saying. You're only concerned with having fun. And you do nothing but whine. Forget it. I jumped down from the stage and walked away from the concert area. Go then! I heard Elisa yelling to me. I'm already going! I hissed. The path led me back to the square. There was Slavia in the center of it, sweeping the area. Oh, Semyon, hi! I thought everyone was already asleep. No. What are you doing? Cleaning up after the ball. Why didn't you come? Just, stuff and things. And where have you been? I also cannot explain that. I hadn't a slightest intention of telling Slavia how I embarrassed myself on stage with the guitar in front of Elisa while the whole camp was having fun at the square. What a sentence. I took a walk. Okay, but you should have come. It was fun. Glad you enjoyed glad you enjoyed yourself. She's like the one person that's been nice to us since the beginning of the game. I'd been sweating like a pig today because of worries or just the hot night. Hey, do you know that I can have a bath? The bath! Certainly. Go straight, then a bit to the left by the path, then to the right, and there will be a bathhouse. ... Should I accompany you? No, no need. I'll find it myself. I totally didn't want to burden her more. I walked along the forest path in the direction Slavia showed. My whole body was itching. How didn't I notice it before? And more importantly, what else hadn't I noticed? If things keep going like this, then I'll have to stay in this world forever. I shivered at the thought. Probably at the idea that I didn't feel any terror or even just fear. Just like it's all the natural flow of things. And we're just going on with it. I could see a bathhouse behind the trees. And why do the pioneers have baths here? Olga...
12 seconds later.
Olga Dmitrievna.
Okay. Olga Dmitrievna, yes, had said something about repairs to the showers though. No reason to worry about it now. There were soap and clean towels, so I quickly washed myself, went outside, and breathed in a chest full of fresh night air. Ah, it is so wonderful that physical cleanliness brings spiritual cleanliness. All my problems, if not went away, then at least became less important. It's like the water washed away not only dirt from body, but also the anxiety from my mind. I suddenly started yawning, so I headed to the leader's cabin, rubbing my eyes. I didn't take even a few steps before Elisa jumped out from the bushes. You? What are you doing here? I was just washing myself. She came to her senses and spoke again. And? And what? How should I know? Then why do you speak if you don't know? All my peace of mind vanished in a moment. Only the irritation and the weariness remained. Okay, well, if you don't mind. Wait. Now what? If back there on stage you thought that, well, I didn't want to offend you or anything, it's okay. I'm not offended. I just can't play the guitar. Nothing special. A lot of people can't. I felt that there were obvious signs of irritation in my voice, but I couldn't do anything about it. I wanted to say everything to her face, right there, right here, right now. Exactly, you can't. Alisa obviously restrained herself from laughing. How miserably did we fail at the guitar? Oh, I've already had enough of you. She totally drove me out of my wits at that moment. In another second, I would have started to yell at her. Or worse. Wait. Would you just leave me alone? I need to go train my Russian accent again. I have messed it up with so many other European accents. Alisa followed me, but didn't try to stop me. I really didn't want to offend. Some invisible power made me turn around. That power, my boy, is called the anime gods. You have been turned around. You have been compelled to turn around due to the fact that this is a dating sim with cute girls in it. That's why. Okay. Can I go now? Yes. Of course. In the moonlight, Alisa looked very beautiful with a brief guilty expression on her face. If she could only keep her mouth shut. What are you smirking at? Although... Nothing. I just thought that if only you were a little bit more polite. Then what? I shouldn't say such things. People could get ideas, depending on their intellectual abilities. Then nothing. You should finish what you started. There's nothing to finish. I'm very tired. And I am going to sleep. Stop right there, criminal scum! Don't make me run away from you. As if you could. She may be right. I am already exhausted from this day, and naturally, I had no intention of running after a bath. We also had to do a triathlon with Uliana before this. So what? What? If only I would be more polite, then what? Try it, and you will see. Why should I do anything for a fool like you, Baka? Then don't try. What does it have to do with me? I sighed and dragged myself to the square. And what about you then? What? I replied without turning to her. Well, if I would, then you? I don't know what you are talking about, but let's think that I would if it is easier for you. Moron. Baka. Alisa yelled at me and headed to the bathhouse. Great talk. Loved it. Good talk. The square shined with the cleanness of a German road, which were washed with shampoo, or so people said. That's Slavia for you. And I just argued with Alisa and nothing else. Semyon is reconsidering his entire chain of decisions right now. What for? As if it was really necessary. And her behavior. In any other situation, I would have surely said that Alisa likes me and just hides it behind her rudeness. Well, this is a dating sim. I mean, that's highly likely. Or she's just lonely. That's not important right now, though. Relationships, love, anything. Maybe she isn't even a human. Maybe she's an android from Detroit Become Human, the Russian version. And what if she was a human and all this was happening in the real world? That is true. He is considering the fact that he could be in a computer simulation. I drove those thoughts away and headed to the leader's cabin. Tiredness had overwhelmed me. It was like an invisible obstacle stopped me in front of the door. Olga Dmitrievna. Olga Dmitrievna. I'm sorry, I don't speak Russian. I hope that was... I really hope that was good enough. I'm really trying here, guys. give me a 0 out of 10 score on my pronunciation. Certainly would like to know where I was and why I missed the dance. I'll get a full interrogation for sure. Counting the absence of Elisa at the dance too, it wouldn't be hard to guess that we skipped it together. On the other hand, should I even tell her that instead of going to the dance, Elisa practiced playing the guitar and I just went along with the flow? Nothing special, actually. Doesn't really matter why I left. So... At the same time, I thought that it could be better to keep silent. Well, I'll decide on the spot. I sighed and pulled the door handle. Olga Dmitrievna was already waiting for me, wearing a dress. You look good, girl. You're looking fine. So what's your name? You single? So, Semyon, where have you been? Oh, decision making time. So, the reason why we left doesn't really matter according to Semyon, but then again, why should we lie about it if it doesn't matter? I think honesty is the best policy here. To tell the truth, I was at the stage with Elisa. And what did you do there? Played the guitar. Okay, that's not important. Why didn't you come to the ball? Well, frankly speaking, I don't like dancing. So what? That was a camp public event, which means every pioneer had to attend. She looked at me intently. You could just sit somewhere quietly. Sorry. It's complicated. I sighed. I've been sighing a lot lately. Okay. The leader softened. Go to bed quickly. I really do have a thing for older women. God damn, she hot. The way how she acts, hot. The storm had passed. He looks good in that dress. ... I tossed and turned, but couldn't sleep. My head was full of thoughts about music, guitars, and Elisa. Elisa! I wonder, could I become a professional musician? And do I even want to be one? Why should I want to? It certainly would be pretty fun, but nothing else. Or is Elisa the reason? She really is like an energy vampire, sucking all your juices. Oh, she can suck my juices all day long if she wants. ... My eyes started to close, and I fell asleep a moment after. What the hell is happening? Oh, day 4. Okay, we're on day 4 now. What on earth? What the Oh my lord, this is so loud. I woke up with a hellish ringing inside my head. Oh. The ringing seemed to be coming from the depths of my consciousness. It's my alarm clock. But after I came to my senses, I realized that the cause of this ringing is my alarm clock, which has gone silent very anticlimactically. Strange. Where did it come from? Why is it standing near my bed? I don't use alarm clocks. It was 7:30, according to the clock. Olga Dmitrievna, I can't, had already left. Olga Dmitrievna had already left, and there was nobody to force me to go to the lineup. That's strange. Thus, I can sleep a bit more. I closed my eyes, but it seemed like my consciousness had already had its coffee and was ready for a long, productive day. I need to get up. I should plan my day out. After all, I need to at least find out something today. But still, nothing came to my head. Fine, I need to wake up completely and wash myself. And this is where we will end today's episode. Wow, a lot of stuff happened with Elisa. I didn't expect things to progress that much that fast. Oh, there's some funky music. But anyways, boys and girls, guys and gals and what have you not. This is the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any suggestions or any remarks or any improvements or constructive criticisms about my video or, you know, like my content, please do feel free to comment down below. And if you have any ideas for any videos, post them down below as well. I'll be happy to read them, reply to them, and also, you know, maybe I'll actually take up your suggestions. And that's it for now. I'll see you the next time. Goodbye, everyone.